there, this is Lynn with Vicki Lee Bags. I hope you're having a really good day. So I have decided that today we're going to talk about this laminate that you can iron on, fuse on to all of your cotton, okay? It's really a lot of fun to work with. It's not that hard at all once you get used to it. The one thing that I do want to share with you is I don't have the presser foot that's Teflon that everybody says that you need to have. I use a little piece of painter's tape, that blue painter's tape, and I put a little bit of it on the bottom of my presser foot and a little bit on my plate, on my sewing machine, and it just glides right through. I haven't had any issues since I've done that. So basically what I wanted to make today is a garbage can for my car. Okay, so that I can just wipe it out. Okay, I'm so tired of looking for bags and putting a bag in there and it falls over and just whatever. I'm not really happy with that. So let me show you what I'm going to work with. It's a very, very simple project, but the main feature is the laminate, okay? So I went out to my car and I measured how high I wanted it, how wide I wanted it, and I only want it 4 inches deep. So that's going to be my 4-inch cutout, 2-inch cutout to make a 4-inch gusset, and I'll show you that when we get there. So what's really fun about this too is I chose a really nice light pattern. Not afraid of using something light because it's going to be laminate. It's not going to get dirty. If it gets dirty, I can just wipe it down. So that's really exciting to me. So for my car, my measurements are 15 inches in height, 14 inches across, and then, as I said, my gussets, I'm going to make them 2 inches, which will turn into 4. Okay, so I have 2 of those. They don't need interfaced. Okay, by the time you put this laminate on there, it makes it just as firm as I need it. Unless you want to. I'm not going to. My liner is the same exact size. Again, 15 by 14. And then my strap is 15 inches wide by 3. Okay, so, and that gets laminated as well. So, you know what, I'm going to get my things ready and take you over to the ironing board, and I'll show you how to put the laminate on. Okay, so before you take your laminate and put it on, I want to recommend that you read your manufacturer's instructions, okay? This is Pellon, and I have done this enough times now that I deviate just a little bit from how they say you do it. So I'm going to grab a piece of my laminate, and it takes just a little bit to get the laminate separated from the paper. I just kind of have to go like this a little bit, and it does finally come off. There's really no secret to it that I know. Now for this particular product, it says to make sure your iron is on medium, okay? So mine's on medium, and it also says to not use any steam. So I did turn off my steam. So I'm going to loosen this just a little bit. And there we go. Okay. So this side is sticky. So when you peel this off, try to get it exact. Make sure there's nothing underneath, no threads or any kind of debris at all, okay? And then what I do is I start in the middle and I just spread it out, and it will stick to your fabric actually very, very nicely. Okay. Now I just took a piece of, actually a fat quarter. Make sure your steam is off, okay? Took a fat quarter because Pellon says to take your paper, turn it upside down, and iron it. Well, you know what? I didn't like my result, okay? I can't even explain it, so if you care to do it like that, that's fine, but I have tried this and it works perfect for me, actually even better. So now I'm just going to take my fat quarter and lay it over it. And I'm going to start in the center. And I'm just going to slowly, as I push out from the center, real slow. Nice and even. All the way to the edges. Okay. Ooh, nice and warm. Okay. Then what I do is I turn it over and I do the same thing. Not as slow though. I just kind of want to go over and make sure there's no bubbles where I can see it. And make sure there's no laminate sticking out the sides, okay? It'll stick to your iron and make a mess. So I don't go all the way to the edges in case my laminate is just a little bit wider than my fabric. And that's just going to get sewn down anywhere. Anyway, it's not going to go anywhere. Okay. Completely let it cool. And there you have it. It's perfectly laminated on there. It is not going anywhere. Ready for you to sew. Okay, so I'm going to do this with my other outside piece, my 2 lining pieces, and my piece for the strap, okay? And when I'm done, we'll put this thing together. Okay, so as I said earlier, so that it doesn't stick to your machine, and it won't for a little bit now because we're turning the right sides together. So your machine isn't going to really come in contact, but as we do the strap, it will, and maybe even the gusset. So I'm just going to go ahead and show you how I do this. I just take my presser foot off, take a little bit of the painter's tape, small piece, because you're just covering the very, very bottom of it. And I just set it along here. Okay, and then where the needle's going to go through, I just kind of poke a hole through that part. Like I said, I'm just not going to go buy a new foot just so that I can do this. This works just absolutely perfect. Just snip where my thread's going to go through. Okay. And then I put a little bit on my table too. And like I said, this has very low tack, so it is not going to leave a sticky all over your machine. It just comes off very, very easily. Okay, and that is all I do. Okay, so I set 2 right sides together. It is going to be a little sticky, the 2 laminate pieces. And what you don't want to use are any pins. This is where you're going to want to use your little wonder clips or whatever you use to hold things together. I don't think I'm going to need anything to hold this together. The laminate is pretty much doing that for me. I'm going to use a little more than a 1/4 inch seam allowance. And we're going to do a back tack. The outside piece, we're going to just go straight across. Okay, it's only the lining that I'm going to leave that 4 or 5 inch gap. Back up this side. Okay, so I'm going to do the exact same thing with my lining. Okay, I'm going to go down and then across, and I'm going to leave about a 4-inch gap. Remember that I can put my fist through, maybe even 5 if you can. Come across and go back up. And when I finish that, we're going to work on our gussets. Be right back. Okay, so I have my little gusset maker. If you'll remember, this is my little template. And what I've done is I've cut out each corner the size that I'm going to need to make a gusset. So today I said we were going to make a 2-inch gusset. I am for this particular bag. So I just need a 2-inch cutout. Okay, so I'm going to show you how that looks. Here's the top of my bag. So I only put my edges on the seams. Okay, not the outside edge, but the seams. Okay, so again, that's just 2 inches. 2 equals 4, 1 equals 2. Okay, so 1.5 is going to equal 3, and that's just your gusset size. I'm going to draw that here. And I'll draw that here. And then I'll do it on the lining as well, but that one I will do off camera. And then I'm just going to cut this out. Okay, so what I do now is I put my hand in here. And I'm going to put these 2 seams together, the side seam and the bottom seam. Remember, you can't put a pin in there. You're going to leave a hole that will not heal, okay? So what I'm going to do is just take a little clip and clip it right there. I'm going to take it over to my sewing machine. I'm going to do about, I don't know, a little less than 1/4 of an inch, maybe even, yeah, I think probably about 1/4 of an inch. And I'll cut off any excess, but I want to make sure I get a good bite out of it. It sticks together pretty well, but I don't want it to move or get stuck when I'm sewing. So I'm going to take this over to my sewing machine, like I said, and I'm going to do 1/4 of an inch here, 1/4 of an inch here, and then I'm going to measure my lining and do the exact same thing. And when I come back, I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so now, just to show you what it looks like, I'm going to turn it right side out. Little garbage can for my car. There isn't a part of my home that hasn't been touched with some kind of sewing project. I even started making my own watch bands because I'm allergic to the metal on my watch and I need a watch, especially at work. So, if you guys want to learn how to do that, it's easy. I can show you. Alright, so here's the beginning of my little garbage can. I'm so excited. I need it so bad in my car. Okay, so, and I'm not afraid that this is going to get dirty. It's laminated. That's great. Okay, so I already did this one too. And this one I need to turn. Yeah. Okay. So what we're going to do now, this looks like a brown paper bag, doesn't it? A shiny one. So what we're going to do now is we're going to make this strap. And because you can't just take it over to the ironing board and iron the strap, you will ruin your iron and the laminate. Basically, you're going to do your normal strap, but you're going to put a cloth over it with every step. So when you iron it in half, you're going to use a piece of cloth. Then you're going to iron, each side end, you're going to use a piece of cloth. And it works really, really well. Okay, so here is the inside. Okay, so here's so I probably won't take you over there. I'm just going to show you what I do. So I'm going to take it over to my ironing board, and I'm going to fold it over like this, exactly in half. I'm going to put my cloth over it and give it a nice easy press, okay? You don't have to kill it with heat. You just kind of want to make that crease. Then you're going to open it up and you're going to do it again, except these pieces need to meet in the middle. Okay, this one and this one. I'm not going to assume you've seen any of my videos to know how to make a strap. Put a cloth over it and you're going to iron that. Then you're going to put it together like this and iron that, okay? And this is where you're going to be really, really happy that you have a piece of tape or your special foot, because this vinyl does not like to feed through your machine very well at all. But with the tape on the bottom and the presser foot with the tape on the top, it's going to glide right through. So you're going to sew really, really close on both sides, here and here. Okay, and when we're done, we're going to attach that to the bag, and I'll show you where I'm going to attach mine, where it'll work best for my car, okay? So I'll meet you back here in a few. Okay, so I did finish my strap, and I hope yours came out as good as mine. This tape really, really works well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to sew the strap on now before I turn this inside out. And what I want to do is make sure my handle is straight. Kind of eyeballing it at this point, okay? Because it's just going to be a little garbage can for my, actually, wrong, sorry. What I want to do is I want it to go this way. I'm going to add a clip to this one. That looks perfect. Okay. Okay, so now we're just going to attach the handle. This vinyl is really different, huh? It's really a little bit of a challenge, but it's kind of fun too to see a result of your new washable fabric. Your colors, your very own colors that you want to use. You can buy laminated fabrics. They're really, really nice. They have some really cute ones out there. But how fun is it to just make your own? Probably a lot less expensive too. By the way, I got mine off a bolt at Walmart, and it wasn't very expensive. So I was really happy about that, and I've just been playing with it for about a week now. So I could show you guys all the different things that you can make with it. Okay, so I only needed the one because this is going to go over my bar, whatever you call it. Can't even think of that right now, sorry. My gear shift. Holy cow. Is this what happens when you get older? You just can't think of anything you want to think of? Okay, so you're going to turn the outside part inside out. You're going to put your handle inside. Okay. Then you want to take your liner piece and make sure that the two right sides are together. So this is the right side, and this is the right side. And you're just going to put that on the inside. It gets a little bit sticky because of the laminate. is one of those projects, working with laminate, that you have to be extra patient with, okay? It just doesn't glide like you would expect it to. So what I'm going to do now is just line up my side seams. Give it a clip. Made a little coin purse out of this the other day for my work. I could slip it into my pocket. Boy, is it nice. It's not getting so dirty. I've avoided a lot of light colors because I just didn't want to wash it continually or have the bottom of my bags get really dirty. Now I know I can just put this certain designs of bags, which we're going to do hopefully next time. I'm going to teach you a whole new design of a bag so that you have sides and you can put pockets on the sides. That's really, but that'll take me a little bit of time to get that going. Okay, that should be enough pins for right now. It doesn't matter where on the bag you start. Come down about 1/4 of an inch. And I like to do a very large stitch length right here in case I need to take it out, which we're going to think positive. I shouldn't have to. I believe I did everything correct. This would make a really nice gift for somebody too. Make them a laminated bag, especially a grocery bag. There's a lot of states and counties that are not letting the stores have plastic bags anymore. So to make a gift grocery bag for somebody is really, really a nice idea. They would really, really appreciate that. With the laminate, so they could just wipe out the bottom. I probably would just leave it regular fabric on the outside and just do the inside laminate, but that's up to you. Backpack. Woohoo! We're going to pull it through and we are just about done. Okay. Has that vinyl smell, especially when I was ironing, pressing it onto it. Okay, so really, really be patient so you don't rip this. It doesn't want to come out very easily, but we're just going to take our time. I don't recommend you pull on your handle. Oh gosh, it's worth it. It's a lot of fun. It's worth it. Okay, so I'm going to just push out my corners here. And, oh, just as I was telling you about my very well-behaved dog, who proved me wrong. Yeah, a little bit of the laminate pulled apart right here, but you know what? I'm going to go ahead and fix that. Should be just fine. It'll just be the inside of it. Okay, so what we're going to do now, you can sew that up now if you would like. I always like to do a little test. Jojo, stop. That's very rude. Okay, so at this point, now I want to put it over the arm of my sewing machine, and I want to do a top stitch all the way around, and I will meet you back here when I'm done. And that is it. Here is my new laminated garbage bag for my car. Okay, so this is gonna go up over my little, that I can't remember the name of, again, gear shift. I don't know, maybe I'm just tired. But didn't that come out awesome? I am so happy. Just fill it up, empty it out, wipe it out as needed. So there you have it. Well, this is Lynn with Vicki Lee Bags, and thank you so much for sharing this time with me. Please subscribe to our channel and also visit our Facebook page. You can post pictures of your projects, you can ask me questions, and anyway, make it a great day. Thank you for watching.